Hi, let's meditate. Since I practice PDCA starting with check, maybe I do it quickly. Last video, I believe, got finished in the middle because my iPhone maxed out the storage and I couldn't do anything about it and I was busy, so if you watch that, it was gone after 40 minutes or something. So I'm figuring out the answer. So it still is a little troublesome in New Zealand with the slow Wi-Fi and some complexities with my iPhone and MacBook Air. Otherwise, life goes on. If you happen to have any question about meditation, if I could be able to answer, if I could answer, I'd be happy. So you can leave in the comment as you wish. Otherwise, I'll keep going. Into the state of samadhi, calm and quiet mind. Body and mind relaxed. Breathing become more natural. Generally speaking, like I had to go through this AI and computer thing, there's some changes in my body and mind to address some issues. So it shows up, it should show up when I meditate. And by dissolving, so to speak, things get to very calm and quiet space. Each person's case may be different from each other because of what goes on in life and how you get used to this state of meditation, samadhi, no mind. But your mind may still move. Then what you do is don't do anything. You may just observe, like a cloud passing by. But if you tangle up with it, you may get lost. And by the time when you notice you get lost, maybe 5-10 minutes may have passed. But if you have a good discipline of accepting everything with no mind, no self, and be at the absolute state of being, things would go away, dissolve. So such state, I call it, in my case, my eternal home. And when I'm in my eternal home, I feel very comfortable. It's absolute state of being. So everything as it is. Someone said, observer is observed, like a Krishnamurti. So when you observe what's going on, breathing, or sensation on your skin, or observing your thought, it will find its own place, like self-organizing, to find most appropriate state for the nature to keep going with its work. Whereas our mind may have a different wavelength away from the nature's way. So the point is to close the gap, so to speak, between the brain and body, or heart, as you may call, where the nature's way manifests, even when you're asleep. So you're awake with mind asleep. That's the kind of state, which may not be your usual state, but that's part of the discovery of this process, to find your eternal home. And I use the word Jyo-riki, steady power. The power of nature manifests on its own, continuously. So you can ride the wave of the power of the universe. And when it happens, number one, body feels happy. So the body cells vibrate. And the breathing becomes so natural, even to the point you may find the breathing almost stop, which it happened to me, and I got surprised. So, separate to what I'm doing here now, I have a video. I think the new one will be the 8th day of my Vipassana meditation 25 years ago. That's when I had the awakening experience called Banga. If you are interested, it will be recorded after this and be posted midnight New Zealand time. There's a report of, 60 pages or more. If you want to read it, that information should be in description. I'm just reading that report, like one day at a time, just to, I don't know what's the word, revisit what went through 25 years ago. If you have patience to read, you may see some connection to what we do here, to what happened in that meditation experience 25 years ago. It may sound like a backward thing. We want to progress, but this is, like I said, confirm the basic, and I invented this word. It's my eternal home, where I feel totally relaxed and liberated. So that I see that I can live connecting to the way of the universe or the way of nature, and my mind get aligned, not away from the way of nature, but somehow find a connection with wisdom and compassion. But what happens there is not our mind job, but it's the heart way of the nature to make that happen, as much as it keeps us alive, going against the law of entropy. I can imagine sleeping may be a way, in a way, to do the same, but practicing like this and have our mind calm and quiet while we are awake, it develops that steady power I call Jyo-riki. That's in Japanese. Jyo is steady, Riki it's power. That's manifesting all the time in us. That's why we live. And in the state of meditation, you feel that aliveness is a sign, even with a sense of bliss. The cells of body feel happy that we pay attention to. So as we observe, they are observing us. The observer is observed. And Meister Eckhart's famous quote is, "The eye with which we see God is the same eyes that God sees us." Also, recently I've been talking about whole body is our eye, which may sound quite unreal, but what it's pointing to is that we observe our body, skin, breathing, heartbeat, we listen, smell, taste, all of that sense that we have. When we notice that in samadhi, you may have even a sense of the whole body is I. like a cells are being noticed or noticing both ways, as observer and observed. As we pay attention to breathing, the sensation may get picked up, and when we pay attention to, say, the finger or hand, there may be a tingling sensation as if it's responding to our attention. This way, whole body may respond. And I like to call it as awakening, or banga in Vipassana way of describing. In Zen, the situation is called body and mind falling off, sort of indicating the transparency within the body. There's nothingness. But there's awareness. And that's equate with what I call our eternal home. Garden of Eden. Before we ate the fruit of knowledge. So it may sound like regressing, but the point is, if or when we use our mind, we shouldn't forget the root. Where we came from. That's where I have this analogy of, tree analogy of life. From the root, energy comes out, spread out, the whole body, and out into different branches, yet the branches may go wrong. Then you fix it by giving a feedback to go back to the root. And settle, self-organize again. With wisdom and compassion. Finding the path to move forward. Living life is a dynamic process. So what I just said is more of a descriptive situation, but each person needs to experience directly to make sense of it. It may take time, but if you find it meaningful, you go ahead. Okay, thanks for visiting. I'm using my old computer. Hope this is working. Not iPhone. iPhone, I have to do something. May all beings be happy.